Hello again and welcome back on my channel. My name is Dr. Karl-Werner Oehlrich from Germany and I'm the creator of rooExtend. In the internet you find me with my initials Dr. CWO. The video today is about automation. Automation of your light, automation of your HiFi gear, and you can do some automation task with the rooExtend and Raspberry Pi or with the rooExtend box, all together with the rooMax controller. What you need is this little cable for controlling your gear. It's a 12-volt trigger output, or you can use such a Shelly plug. That is a wireless plug that connects to your Wi-Fi router. So I will tell you how to operate this in rooExtend and show you what can be done. Before starting with automation, I like to introduce my listening room here. I have some gear around. You see the duck from RME. And now we start a small commercial. I have my nice horn speakers. And for more details, you can go to the website. It is the-final.eu, and you can find all details about these speakers there. Now I demo you what I mean with automation. We're in a dark room. We see our rooMax remote control, and now I can press the play button. And the light turns on. If I long press the play button, the gear turns on. And if it's ready, I see the name of the zone. It's Wohnzimmer here in my case. And now I can start a radio station. Control it, volume. If I long press the play button again, the gear is off, no zone selected. I press again and we're back in the dark. After this short live demo, I like to explain to you how the whole thing works. So first, let's take a look at the hardware. I use the 8824 Pro SE DAC from RME, and this DAC is connected via USB to my rooExtend. So I stream to rooExtend and from this via USB to the DAC. If the DAC is on, I see the zone in room. If the DAC is off, the zone disappears. Now this DAC has a trigger output. And this trigger output I connected to my other gear, so to my amplifier, to my woofers, all these are controlled by this trigger output of the DAC. You can power the DAC with this little switch here. You can turn it on and off, but there is no trigger input to remote control. On the other side, this DAC has a nice feature. If it is powered on and working, and you unplug it from the mains and replug it, it comes back to the on state. So you can control on and off by turning on and off the power of the DAC. This was a good starting point, so I need something to kind of relay where I can turn on and off the DAC via a control signal. What I use is a switching box from the company I show you. It's called Anthrax Media. It's a German company and they sell such switching boxes where you can connect with your gear. And this box can be turned on and off with such a 12-volt trigger output signal. This signal is created by the little cable I showed you. I sell it on my website, this cable, so you can buy it. Well, having plugged this cable in my rooExtend, I can control its output on and off. I show you later how this is done. To control the light, I also have some hardware. I use for the light at the sofa, I use such a Shelly plug. It's a plug that is controlled, or can be controlled by Wi-Fi. And for the big light that you saw, I use such a little Wi-Fi relay, also from Shelly, that also can be controlled via Wi-Fi. So far, the hardware aspect of the whole thing. And next I show you how we handle this hardware in Roon. Let's assume the hardware is connected, so the little switching box is there to turn on and off the power of my DAC, and also the T12 output of the DAC is connected to my other gear. This is what we see in my living room, and now I show you how to set this up. Let's go to the settings and then the extensions. I have a bunch of extensions here. I have rooPlay for my turntable, the ADI for volume control of my DAC, the rooMax, so this is a remote control, we will go there later. Watch for controlling my gear with the Apple Watch, rooControl, this is what we want to go now, and the AI DJ to find new interesting music. Let's open the settings of rooControl, and if you have the little cable plugged in, we see here a selection possibility for definite audio T12 cable. We can select this, and we now can turn on and off the output of this little cable. So if I go to switch off and press save, you will see that my zone disappears. Now the DAC is off. And if I go in again and say switched on and press save, after a short time my zone will reappear here and the DAC and all my gear is on again. Next, you have to connect rooControl to your zone, and for that you go to the settings, device settings, go to device setup, and here external source controls of this device, you have to roll down a bit, click on add external source, click the power for the living room and press save. Having done that, you can see this little blue button here. This button controls the DAC now. So if I press it, it gets red and then the zone disappears. Now my gear is off again. And going to rooControl, I can say switch it on again and save. And after a short time you will see the zone reappearing. This is a default behavior that Roon offers, so you have a button here in the volume control where you can turn it off, but you can not yet turn it on with a remote control. And now we go to rooMax, to the settings of rooMax, and I show you how to configure that. In step 3, we have to assign actions to our rooMax remote control so that we can press the button inside the rotary knob and trigger some actions there. So we have two different press actions possible. We have a press and we have a long press, and these are subdivided without active zone and with an active zone. So currently, and this is predefined, the play and stop is if you press the button and the zone is active. you can start and stop playback. Okay, what we need is we want to reactivate and turn on the DAC via the relay box if we long press without active zone. Without active zone because we see no zone if the DAC is off. So what to do? We just go in here and we select rooControl. Selecting rooControl grabs the current state of rooControl. The current state means it is on, yes, as we see the zone here. And we also see this in these small technical details. It says selected. This means on, so we grabbed the state of rooControl, the on state, and assigned it to the long press action if we have no zone. I save it, and if I now turn off the DAC with this little blue switch, I can turn it on again if I press the button, what I do now. As we can see, the zone is back now, and we can configure an additional behavior. So what happens if we long press the knob and the gear is on? So what we already did is turning it on if the zone is not active. Now we like to turn it off if the zone is active. We have a default behavior for this in the transport menu. And there is a standby resume command that we can use for this. Well, let's save it, and after that we can turn on and off the gear by long pressing the play button as I showed you in the video. In the last section of my video I like to show you how to integrate the Shelly devices into rooMax. Let's go to the browser. I showed you the devices. I use this one for the light at the sofa, and I use this one for the big light of the room. And I assume that you have set up the Shelly devices correctly with the Shelly app. And in the Shelly app you can go to the settings and see the device information, and this gives you the IP number of the device. I put in the IP number here with some additional text behind it. So it's /relay/0 turn is toggle. If I fire this URL, I get an answer that now is on, that is the on state of the relay is false. If I fire it again, I see it's true. If I fire it again, it's false again. Here you see this. So this URL you can copy and paste it into Roo. Let's do that. Go back to Roo, go to the settings of rooMax, and we have the press button without active zone. I select a webhook here and enter, paste the URL here. So I press save. Now I can turn on and off the light at my sofa with a single press of the play stop button in the middle of the rotation wheel. Yeah, but now I have two devices. I showed you that. I have the plug for the sofa, and I have the plug, the little relay for my main light. And the relay has an other IP, and it has a 129. So I also tested here in the browser. Now it's on, and again now it's off. So I have two URLs. What to do with the second URL? Back to Roo, go to rooMax, open again my press without active zone. I go to the URL field, make a semicolon at the end, and paste the other URL. So I have this one for 108, then the semicolon, then the other URL, and I save. Now pressing the play button, once both lights turn on and again both lights turn off. So we've finished with setting up the thing, so we now can control our gear with the long press on and off, and we can control the light with a single press on and off, depending on the state of the gear. If the gear is on, the single press starts the music. If the gear is off, the single press turns on or off the light. I hope you enjoyed that, and I gave you an idea what you can do with rooMax and rooControl. In rooControl, you, beside the T12 cable, you also can use webhooks and specify URLs for on and off. Also in rooMax, all buttons that you can assign. I like to give you an example here. Wait, maybe this button 4 I assigned has also a webhook in where I can turn on and off the light. So you can play with it and also control your home automation system with the buttons or whatever you like. Thanks for watching my video. Maybe you know the Fidelity magazine, the German one. In the magazine number 84, the next after this one, there will be a report about a visit from Carsten Barnbeck in my listening room, and a report regarding my horn speakers and my audio gear. So if you're interested, stay tuned.